Are they being exposed to inappropriate or unsafe content? In all this screen versus no screen debate, what at times gets missed out, in my opinion, is the whole sweet spot of making screen time meaningful or meaningful screen time. Yeah. I personally, as a father of a 5-year-old girl, I often come to that conclusion myself that every time my daughter switches on the mobile screen or switches on the TV, I keep thinking in my head, is this content good for her? Is it teaching something to her? I'd like to open up this first, more general discussion around, does meaningful screen time mean anything to you? Like, and I'll leave this open to any of you.
Okay, let me start.
Yeah.
So, I'm a father of 5, and first when I took the care of my sister's 2 kids 10 years back, what I realized was for them at that time, using a phone, using an iPod, much was bad. There was a screen.
Right.
Then I have my son, and I have 2 5-year-old daughters. So I have a bunch of them, and technology has evolved over that time. So initially, listening to too much music was probably bad because you're reading too much.
Right.
Then later, using too much phone was bad because you're always on the phone. Then it comes down to using music. Eventually, more and more stuff is going to come out and you're going to be debating forever.
Right.
I think using technology is of utmost importance today. Because in school they are now, this year my son has a BYOD program. I said, what is that? Bring your own device program in school.
Yes.
And it's actually meant buy your own device because they all need to have their separate devices. And it has to happen. They have to. That's how I look at it.
Thank you.
That this is the perfect place for me to be right now because I'm at that cusp where my daughter has just turned 2.
Right.
And I have actively kept her away as much as possible from screens for the past 24 months. And I now feel, and from all the reading that I've done, and I'm an exhaustive Googler, reader, asker of questions because of course I want my daughter to be the best in the whole world. Yeah. So I feel that I want to do what's best for her, and I do recognize that now introducing her to digital content, to screens, can be of value to her. Educationally, as responsible entertainment, something to engage her in, especially of course when we live in households where both parents are working and she might be left with a caretaker who may not be able to engage her in a constructive way. So for all these reasons now, the reason that I wanted to be here is to understand this wonderful world that exists, that now we're on the cusp of exploring. And I myself downloaded the Voot app, Voot Kids, a week ago, and I've gone through most of the content, of course, myself before I expose her to it. And I think it's incredible that all of this is available right now. Technology, communication, to be able to see my face right now when I'm away from her, I can just call her for free and she can talk to me, so all those things. So of course, balanced, everything that has to be supervised with all the right privacy settings and parental control, time. We have to take responsibility at the end of the day. You have to be parents and you have to control what you expose your children to and how much. But of course, like everything, there's good and bad. And there's so much wonderful good that can come from technology.
I think our children are born as digital natives, as we are aware of.
Right.
And it's very important we teach them digital literacy. We try to teach them about the road signals, red light, green light, and all. When are they going to drive across the road on their own? But they are with a digital device every day. And the more you keep them away from it, they want to learn how to use it safely. So co-viewing is what is the need of the hour, which means parents and children need to co-view together and teach children about digital literacy because it's here to stay. It's their world. So it's very important that we understand that there is no good or bad about digital devices or digital gadgets. The good or bad is how we make our children use it or abuse it. So that's our stand as the early childhood.
Just picking up from that, Dr. Watts, do you have any thoughts about this ecosystem that exists today? And the broad narrative has often formed in that ecosystem that screens or technology can be harmful, and this ecosystem I'm referring to are parents, schools, support groups,
those two, I think I perfectly started. But I thought I did a lot of wrong, so I would just probably control the brightness. So he's got this habit now. If I enter the room and the brightness is on full, he's happy. So, so that is the monitoring I can do. But the monitoring that probably a Voot app, what it introduces, is being involved with them yourselves.
Yes,
being
there's a lot of co-viewing in it.
Co-viewing,
Co-learning, co-viewing.
co-monitoring, which is also important because you don't have that kind of time.
Yes.
So if I get the entire data once, the way you get it with this and what they've gone through, what they've learned, I'm really happy.
And the absence of advertisements.
Yes.
That was the first step in
Yes.
our product development.
And what basically matters is that the kid should enjoy it while he unconsciously learns, because he just should not know that this is a study app or this is an education, and he will not know. But when I went through this app, what I noticed myself, I told my son, download it and give me a report, man, I'm going for this event. I want to know what you think of this app. And he's come back to me and he said, Dada, I think Sarara and Sama can have this app. So he's the only kid who decides whether the kids can have it. So he gave a certification as a 9-year-old for his little sisters to use this app.
Nice.
They have to go through
I'm
few
so
steps
glad.
of passing out before they come.
I'm so glad. That's like a report card take one for us, Thank you so much. Dr. Vats, I'm going to pose one more question to you. Any thoughts around how to leverage technology to control or bring down restlessness, anxiety? Today there are a lot of kids experience, because it is a hyper-competitive world. No matter how much we try, we do end up exposing them to it. It is where we live. Do you have any thoughts on that?
So I don't know whether parents know about RAD learning, okay, RAD. It's called Reticular Activating System.
Okay.
Okay.
Can everybody hear Dr. Vats at the back? Because, yeah, okay.
So it's your eyes need to move, okay? That's why they flicker.
Okay.
And if you watch children, if the things don't move fast enough, they get bored. So that's why they are hung onto screens, because it's activating their retina. So the more attention span becomes ingrained into that programming.
Right.
And that is why children get so attracted towards digital media, because it is giving them that activation.
Right, the stimulation.
Yes, the stimulation. And that's the other thing. When you take a child away from a screen, have you noticed they throw a tantrum?
Oh, every day in my house.
That's why, because the brain was so engaged in it,
Yeah.
and you suddenly disengage the brain, and that's why the tantrum. It's not because you took the screen away.
Yes.
I was engaged in
Yes.
it, and you tore me away from
Yes.
that. So it's very important when you take a child away from any digital media, give them physical exercise. Make them jump, make them hop. That calms down that system and brings them back into the physical domain, because they were very much into the brain connection with that. So that's what I'm saying. We have just started saying that digital is a monster.
Yeah.
We are the monsters.
Yeah.
That we've not understood how to use it with our children. That's the key to it. Once parents understand it, I think digital is what involves and attracts children the most. And I feel schools also should use good digital media, because why to say that घर के लिए अलग है और school के लिए अलग है?
That's right.
This is Voot Kids is something that I've noticed that even schools can use it.
That's right.
You know,
We can have a plan for that.
yeah, and that there would be a good engagement for the parents in that and for the teachers in that. So it's a wonderful thing.
I'm going to turn the spotlight over to you. As the mother to a 2-year-old, and we are aware that both you and Kunal are very hands-on involved parents, you've been told. How does your parenting style differ, and do you ever lean on technology to assist you in your daily parenting?
Two questions. Those are two questions in one. So I think, of course, when you have a child, you revert to your own childhood, and either you rebel against how you were brought up and you say never like that, or you end up becoming your mother. And I can see myself becoming my mother, much to my distress at times. But I don't know, it's some genetic thing that happens. And Kunal and I were brought up very differently. Different environments, different cities, different climates, different foods, different styles of education and entertainment and everything. I'm fortunate that he has the wisdom to defer to me and has said, okay, you're the
Every
rule
husband
maker.
knows that.
So he's wise. He may be young, but he's wise. And I hope he's not watching right now. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. But the idea is not to contradict yourself in front of the child, because the child will exploit that and then you have it. So together we put up United Front, we have our discussions before, we need to decide when she can watch something, when she should go to bed. And he said, if you are the one who's doing the tough work, if you're going to be so affected by what time she goes to bed and how much she's eaten, then if you're going to be the rule maker, then we'll decide that you take control of certain things. And that's how it's worked up until now, and I think it's worked quite well for me.
It's like a team.
So it's like a team. I'm the captain.
Always.
But he's in immense value. Very valuable team player. I'm talking.
That sounded like an afterthought. Okay. On that, no, you said something very interesting. I've become my mother. From the time parenting, the way parenting was when your mother was bringing you up to now that you are a mother, you think that has changed a lot, and you think technology is playing a very different role today, or some role today? Or
it's a huge, our world is completely different then. I can't think of the electronic devices we had. We didn't lock the door. When we grew up in Central Delhi, we didn't have CCTV cameras, and I relied so much on CCTV cameras with our daughter at home. We didn't, of course, have mobile phones. We had one television with a black and white screen where we all got together to watch Chitrahar. There was something wonderful about that. And there were times for the family to bond, but I do remember that I would always have a book when I went to have dinner, and my father said, at the dinner table, no books. In the way that today we say at the dinner table, no phones. This is the time to speak. And so there was always something that distracted you. When you wanted a child to eat, it's not just that you don't want the child to watch the iPad or the phone. You're distracting them by telling them a story, or distracting them by showing them a game. If you want the child to focus, then you shouldn't be relying on any of those distractions. So that's a different approach entirely. But I think technology, for example, communication, like I said, it's so wonderful now. I remember my mother going to shoot for Mississippi Masala for 3 months when I was 6 or something. And I used to write her a letter every Saturday. I used to write her a letter every day. And my father said, I'm not posting it every day. It's going to America, it costs money. You write every Saturday. So I had to wait. I would write every day and we'd put them together. And then wait for that reply to come. And today we're like, I see 2 blue ticks, why is he not replied? So there's no patience, there's no romance. But technology is also wonderful because you're in touch on FaceTime. I can see my daughter, she can see me, I can be reassuring to her if I need to be. I'm certainly reassured by seeing that she's all right and that she's playing. And again, the entertainment/education that technology offers, which is why, again, as I said, this is the time where I'm confident that I can introduce it to her, that she'll get the most out of it, because I think before they're not really understanding the images, they're not absorbing them, it's not making sense to them. Now they're relating images that they see on screen with the real world. They know an elephant is an elephant, a person is a person, they understand some words. So the story is making sense. And so I'm so excited right now that I just, as I said, I downloaded Voot Kids. I think I'm more excited than her because she doesn't know what's in store for her. She has.
Why don't you take the quizzes and tell us what you do?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
On that note, I'm going to just pause.
To be with your other half, married or unmarried.
Got it. Understood.
So this is scientific stuff. She knows best, obviously. But as random thoughts that come to us and how we should control this. So we put this thing on Agastya. We said, weekdays, no iPad.
Okay.
Weekends, when you come back from school, then play with that. Right? Or you can do so whatever. Then Friday, even the way he run home was like, it was more important to see his iPad than see his daddy and mommy. I don't know whether I did the right thing. Saturdays, he wasn't off it all day.
All day.
So I'm like, okay, wait, it's gone wrong. Then I said, should I tell him that you can use the iPad during the week so he can break it up? Because he needs to get bored. How many hours he can use it? Before that, the school tells me he's not been reading enough, so take this app. In that, make him read so. I said, there's an app. So, of course, I must say, Voot Kids has a very good reading section in it, in which they highlight the words, they also get pronunciation, there's a dictionary connection, stuff like that. But it meant that he can use an app on other days, on weekdays as well. So for his math, there was an app. For reading, there was an app. For his homework, there's an app. And like I said, he goes to his school bag, it's much lighter because now he's got a device. So I didn't know how that really breaks down. And my wife, I want to complain about my wife, what she did wrong. My wife said, okay, if you're giving him iPad for 1 hour today, let's give it during food time because khana अच्छे से खा लेगा. I was like, wait, now should that be something that we should do? So, but then again, it comes back to one thing that I also, what I do is I have told him now that if you want a toy, you have to earn it. So if you do something nice or you finish some work, I can give you this toy. Similarly with an app, now you got to pay for apps. So you got to earn that app. So if you do this work or you clean your room today, I'll give you this app. So similarly, she argued back with me saying that he's earning it, he's eating food properly.
You're
so he can work through the app.
You're coding in good behavior.
So I don't know how this can be broken down, but...
So I would like to teach your children to give you something if you are good. Because why are you always putting this pressure on children?
No, but it does happen as... like I said, I have a bunch of kids and I've just been... it's getting evolved and soon enough they'll be into virtual reality big time. They'll be, right now he's on the PlayStation where he's connecting online with people overseas playing Fortnite with them. It's going to be very difficult for all of us. But where I think it comes to a solution and why I'm sitting here happily with this big smile on my face is you have apps now which if I'm going to buy one, I'm going to only buy one which is certified, which has got learning involved with it, and I don't mind giving us a treat. It should also give him something to learn and engage himself with anything constructive.
Right.
And what it works.
On a lighter note, screen time shouldn't be there in any of your bodily functions. So not on the potty, not on the dining table, and not during sleeping.
We'll put that as tips on the app.
For adults, I won't specify.
Thank God.
Do we have any other blogger questions or such an enthusiastic response? And obviously we learned a lot, and I hope the audience also enjoyed listening to the panel as much as we enjoyed putting it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to thank you also.
I want to say
one last thing that even the pricing is all right now for me because recently my daughter's going to Toka hair salon app. All they have to do is they get this thing and they do a blow dry and stuff like that. And that was costing, I think, about 159 rupees for a month to blow dry hair. So, I'll never...
There are a lot more goodies in there. On that note, thank you so much, and thank you to the audience as well.
Thank you for having us.
एसोसिएशन है, हमने सुना है कि आपने आपकी वॉइस भी दी है, आशीष जी आपसे भी जानना चाहिए।
मुझे तो बहुत ही अच्छा लगा। वूट किड्स को मैंने खुद डाउनलोड किया है क्योंकि मैं खुद देखना चाह रही थी इनाया को दिखाने से पहले, और मुझे बहुत इंटरेस्ट है अभी डिजिटल कंटेंट में, क्योंकि अभी मेरी बच्ची 2 साल की हो गई है। मुझे लगता है कि अभी ये सही वक्त है उन्हें डिजिटल कंटेंट, एजुकेशनल, एंटरटेनमेंट, ये सब जो सारी चीज़ें हैं अवेलेबल ऐप्स पे उनको दिखाने के लिए। लेकिन क्या दिखाना है, कैसे दिखाना है, एडवर्टीजमेंट से मैं बचना चाहती हूँ, और वो सब आपको वूट ऐप पे मिलेगा। उनके पास आई थिंक 20,000 टाइप्स ऑफ कंटेंट है, जैसे कि बुक्स हैं, ऑडिबल बुक्स, जैसे आपने कहा कराडी टेल्स एक है जहाँ पे मैंने भी खुद अपनी आवाज़ से कहानी सुनाई है। नसीर साहब ने, राहुल द्रविड़ साहब ने, सब ने किया है। बहुत सारे कार्टून्स हैं जहाँ पे आपको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा, आपका जो वोकैबुलरी है वो इम्प्रूव होगा। पजल्स हैं, जैसे आपके बच्चे जब बड़े हो जाएंगे तो दे कैन डू पजल्स, गेम्स, सो देयर इज सो मच टू डू। ऑफ कोर्स आपको खुद जिम्मेदार होगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है कि आप फ़ोन या आईपैड अपने बच्चे को पकड़ा के आप चले जाए घंटों के लिए, तो आपको थोड़ी सी मतलब कंट्रोल रखनी पड़ेगी। बट आई थिंक इट्स अ वंडरफुल न्यू वर्ल्ड दैट आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड दैट आई एम गोइंग टू स्लोली इंट्रोड्यूस टू माई डॉटर।
एक्चुअली मेरे घर में एक छोटी हायरार्की सी चलती है। मेरी जो छोटी बेटियां हैं वो अपने बड़े भाई से पूछते हैं ये ऐप हम ले सकते हैं कि नहीं। वो बड़ा भाई एक दूसरे बड़े भाई से पूछता है, क्योंकि मेरे 5 बच्चे हैं, और फिर आके मामला मेरे हाथ में आता है। लेकिन यहाँ जो मेरा 9 साल का बेटा है, वहाँ ही मामला रुक गया, क्योंकि उसने कह दिया ये दोनों बच्चियों के लिए ये ऐप बहुत सही है। तो वूट ऐप एक ऐसा ऐप है जहाँ ऑफकोर्स जैसे सोहा कह रही थी कि हमें पर्सनल मॉनिटरिंग तो रखना ही चाहिए, लेकिन कई बार हम काम पर निकले होते हैं, बहुत ज़रूरी है कि वो ऐप उनको एंटरटेन भी करे, और एंटरटेन के साथ साथ कुछ सिखाए और कंस्ट्रक्टिवली उनका टाइम यूज़ कराए। और ये इस ऐप में एक शक्ति है जो हम लोग का टेंशन निकाल देती है। तो वूट ऐप के साथ ये बच्चे खुद ब खुद टाइम ऐसे बिताते हैं जैसे वो बिकॉज ये सिर्फ ये एजुकेशनल ऐप नहीं है, लेकिन इसके एक ऐप है जिसमें मज़े के साथ साथ आप लर्निंग और रीडिंग, जो बहुत ज़रूरी है, और लिसनिंग, जैसे हम कहानियाँ, अभी मुझे कहानियाँ नहीं सुनानी पड़ती है बिस्तर पे, या मेरे वाइफ को, ये वूट ऐप भी सुना सकता है। और ये सब चीज़ें बहुत ज़रूरी है कि वो ये ना फील करे कि वो एक एजुकेशन ऐप पर सिर्फ है, क्योंकि फिर वो एक ज़ोर हो जाता है, लेकिन एक फ़न ऐप जिसमें हमें टेंशन होता है, लेकिन जब हम चाहे उसे मॉनिटर भी कर सकते हैं। तो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी। जैसे मैंने कहा, मैंने 9 साल के बेटे को ये थमा दिया था और उसका अप्रूवल आ गया। सो आई थिंक वूट, ऑफ कोर्स ECA का भी अप्रूवल, बड़े बड़े अप्रूवल्स मिले हैं वूट ऐप को, लेकिन आई थिंक इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल ऐप एंड इट वर्क्स।
ओके, आप दोनों से जानना चाहूँगा, डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में जो अभी आज के दौर में जो चल रहा है, जो कंटेंट्स आ रहे हैं, जो बहुत सारे देखने चाहिए, नहीं देखने चाहिए बच्चे लोग को, उसको लेके आप क्या सोचते हैं? बिकॉज फरा मैम से हमने बहुत 2 दिन पहले बात की थी, तो उन्होंने कहा था कि मैं नहीं चाहती कि ऐसे कोई देखे, या टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से मुझे कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करना पड़ता है। सो व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन इट?
आई थिंक कि द होल वर्ल्ड इज़ ओपन टू यू। जब आप एक स्क्रीन ऑन करते हैं तो आप कंट्रोल करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है एज अ पेरेंट, और ये तो मैं अभी सीखने जाऊंगी, क्योंकि इनाया बहुत छोटी है, तो सब कंट्रोल अभी मेरे हाथ में है। इनाया को खुद आईपैड चलाना नहीं आता है, आई हैव दैट ऑल द कंट्रोल, लेकिन ऐसा एक टाइम आएगा जहाँ पे वो खुद अपने कमरे में काफ़ी कुछ कंट्रोल करेंगे अपने आप। वहाँ पे मेरा कंट्रोल होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, विच इज़ वाई ऐप्स लाइक वूट ऐप्स में पेरेंटल कंट्रोल है। आप टाइम भी वहाँ पे लगा सकते हो कि 20 मिनट के बाद खुद बंद होगा, देयर इज़ अ कोड, देयर इज़ वेज ऑफ चेकिंग कि आपके बच्चे क्या देख रहे हैं, और खुद वूट ने क्यूरेट किया है। जो सारा कंटेंट आपको वूट ऐप पे मिलेगा ऑलरेडी अप्रूव्ड है, आपके बच्चे के एज के लिए अप्रोप्रिएट है, तो वो सब आपकी जो टेंशन है, जैसे आशीष ने कहा, वो सब हट जाते हैं।
यू नो, मुझे पहले बोला गया था कि जो वाईफाई आपका सर्विस प्रोवाइडर है वो अपने एंड से उसको अंडर 18 कर सकता है।
अच्छा।
तो आई डोंट नो दैट इज पॉसिबल, लेकिन मैंने कई चीज़ें ट्राई की। इवेंचुअली व्हाट आई रियलाइज, बच्चे हमारे से बहुत ज़्यादा स्मार्ट हैं और वो कहीं ना कहीं पहुंच ही जाते हैं उस पर। इसलिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें इंट्रोड्यूस करें जो उन्हें ऐसा ऑक्यूपाई करे जिससे उनको बाकी जगह जाने का मन ही ना हो। तो ये अगर ये सब वीडियो समझो, जो कैरेक्टर्स वूट ऐप्स पे आप देखते हो, अगर उनको वूट ऐप पे मिल रहे हैं तो वो दूसरे कोई अडल्ट ऐप पे जाके देखेंगे नहीं। सो फॉर मी इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि अगर मैं एक पैसा खर्च करके ऐप ले रहा हूँ और उनको गिफ्ट कर रहा हूँ एक ऐप, तो ऐसा ऐप दूँ जिससे वो एंगेज हो जाए, उसको छोड़े ना और बाकी जगह उनकी अटेंशन ना जाए, और अगर एंगेज हो भी जाए तो फन के साथ साथ कुछ लर्निंग भी मिले।
और इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप अपने बच्चे के साथ बातचीत करना बंद करें। कम्युनिकेशन करना बहुत ज़रूरी है, और ये जो आप एंटरटेनमेंट एजुकेशन ऑन स्क्रीन दिखा रहे हैं उनको, उसका भी मतलब दिन भर नहीं होगा, आपको वो टाइम सेट करना पड़ेगा। इसका मतलब नहीं कि आपके बच्चे बाहर नहीं खेले, आपके साथ बातचीत ना करे। यू हैव टू इनकॉर्पोरेट इट इनटू योर रूटीन।
हमारी हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री का पार्ट है, इसलिए आपसे जानना चाहिए, जितना हम देखते हैं कि हमारी हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में बच्चों के ऊपर बहुत ही कम फिल्में बनती हैं। जैसे हमने देखा था कि बहुत सालों पहले तारे जरूर पर फिल्म आई थी, उसके बारे में तो आप लोग ऐसे बच्चों के ऊपर फिल्में कम बनती थी क्योंकि आप खुद सेलिब्रिटी है, तो आप लोग चाहेंगे कि बच्चों के ऊपर और फिल्में बने जो कि बच्चों भी
ऑफ कोर्स सेंस तो बनता ही है।
आई थिंक ऐसे मतलब जैसे मैं समझ सकी हूँ, आप बोल रहे हैं कि हॉलीवुड में ऐसे बेबीज डे आउट या हैरी पॉटर जैसे फिल्म बहुत बनते हैं, बच्चों के सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं, बच्चे मेन लीड्स होते हैं उसमें। यहाँ पे नहीं होता है। चिल्लर पार्टी आई थी आई थिंक तारे ज़मीन पर। होने चाहिए क्योंकि ऑडियंस तो है। इंडिया इज़ वेरी यंग कंट्री एज वेल। आई थिंक कि इट्स वन ऑफ दोज थिंग्स, जैसे हम पहले भी कहते थे ना कि देयर शुड बी वुमेन इन सिनेमा, वो अभी आ रहा है। आई थिंक दैट people are going to start taking children very seriously. I take my child very seriously.
सी अगर आप इंटरनेशनली देख लो तो लाइक यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट, जो चिल्ड्रन बेस्ड मूवीज होती है जैसे सुपर हीरो मूवीज, मार्वल के मूवीज देख लो या डिज्नी या डीसी के मूवीज देख लो, दे आर द हाईएस्ट ग्रॉसिंग फिल्म्स। ऑफ कोर्स इंडिया में एवरीथिंग इज इवॉल्विंग और एवोल्यूशन बहुत आहिस्ते आहिस्ते होता है, कभी कभी कहीं जगह लेट होता है, लेकिन नेवरदलेस होता ज़रूर है। एंड आई फील ओवर हियर जो फैमिली फिल्म्स रहती है, क्योंकि अभी अगर आप प्रोडक्शंस में देख लो और जो बातें मेरी चलती है, व्हेन आई एम इवेंचुअली टर्निंग टू दैट डायरेक्शन, एवरीबडी वांट्स सम फिल्म जिसमें फैमिली ऑडियंस आए। ऑफ कोर्स प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी उसमें ही रहती है कि सारी फैमिली साथ में देखे फिल्म, एंड इट मेक्स देम हैप्पी ऑल्सो। सो चिल्ड्रंस फिल्म विल हैपन। आई थिंक आज के ज़माने में थैंकफुली द कॉन्टेंट बेस्ड फिल्म्स आर वर्किंग एंड टाइम्स आर चेंजिंग। तो आई थिंक बहुत ही कम अरसा दिखेगा आपको जिसके आई मीन आफ्टर विच बच्चों के फिल्म बहुत ज़्यादा आएंगे।
ओके, सो ऐसे में हम सभी बच्चे ही हैं, थोड़ा सा हम सभी बड़े बच्चे हैं, बचपन की कितनी यादें ताज़ा हो जाती है।
चिल्ड्रंस डे भी आ रहा है,
चिल्ड्रंस डे भी आ रहा है, तो कुछ स्पेसिफिक प्लान आप लोग की तरफ से बच्चों की कितनी वैसे बचपन में आप लोग कौन से ऐसे गेम खेला करते थे?
सोहा चिल्ड्रन डे में एक और बच्चा पैदा करेंगे।
परसों, wow. You mean he's looking at you very seriously? Please clarify.
Now next आपका दूसरा बच्चा कभी आ रहा है मैडम?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। आई थिंक दैट एवरी डे इज चिल्ड्रंस डे। दैट डजंट मीन आई एम हैविंग अ चाइल्ड एवरी डे आइदर। कुणाल इज माय सेकंड चाइल्ड, सो मेरे 2 बच्चे हैं घर पे। क्या बात है।
यू नो आई फील एवरी डे इज चिल्ड्रंस डे, और मेरे घर में 5 बच्चे हैं, तो मैं चाहूँ ना चाहूँ मेरे लिए हर रोज चिल्ड्रंस डे होता है। और आई थिंक चिल्ड्रन डे मनाना इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट पर्टिकुलर डे ऑल्सो, क्योंकि कोई भी ओकेजन हो, मतलब एक दिन हम लोग बड़ों की मतलब जो फेस्टिवल्स हम लोग करते हैं ना करें तो ठीक है, लेकिन बच्चे के सारे फेस्टिवल फुल्ली और बहुत अच्छी तरीके से करना चाहिए। तो आई थिंक दिस टाइम आई प्लान टू टेक अ फैमिली ट्रिप विद एवरीबडी, क्योंकि मेरे
Tell me when to come and
आई एम टेलिंग यू ऑल द गैंग सब अपने बच्चों के लेके आओ, बट एक ट्रिप जो बच्चे साथ में करे दैट इज मैक्सिमम मेमोरीज।
थैंक यू
थैंक यू।